Hi friends, it's Amy at Doki Doki Forest. Welcome. I'm so glad you are here. Now today we are going to be working in the flippin' Halloween journal. And it's literally flippin'. So this is the journal I created for #halloweenjournalchallenge. And this is a challenge created by Kia over at Kia Creates. I will have the information down below as well as the Halloween journal playlist, so that way you can see who else is participating in this challenge. And you, of course, can jump in and participate as well. In fact, let me know if you are. I'd love to see what you're up to. So I made this flippin' journal, and and the reason why was because Kia's come up with both light and dark prompts for this challenge. So I wanted to have a journal where I could switch back and forth between the two because I wanted to do both sets of prompts. Today we're going to be working on the light side, which is this happy little jolly ghost. And I've only made the title page. So our next prompt is Autumn Wishlist. So I'll open up. Here is what the page looks like right now because it's just a magazine, just a shaped magazine. So I have an idea for what I want to do. Now, do I want to do 2 pages for this spread or 1? That's what I have to think about. I could have 2 pages. In fact, I think I will. So I have an idea. I'm going to switch to voiceover now so I can get busy doing painting or whatever the heck I'm going to wind up doing here. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so the first thing is to cover up this background. I had this painty paper that I made using a gel plate last year. I totally forgot about it, but I found it and I was like, ooh, this has leaves on it. That would be perfect. But don't get too attached to it because I wound up completely changing what I do with this page in terms of the background. I really liked it, but I felt like the red was just kind of a lot. And now we're going to draw our main character, which will be a happy little squirrel who is jumping around, running around in an oak tree. And they are looking for acorns. And as you can see, I ran out of room at the top there when I was drawing the tail. It was one of those times when I wished I was using Procreate so I could just move the image down or shrink it or something. But, you know, in real life, I just drew the tail separately and I'll just glue it on at the end. So I've got my squirrel with his tail, and then I'm going to make a bunch of acorns because I'm thinking that I can have each of those acorns have a different thing that's on my autumn wish list. And now we're just going to use some watercolor. I was using some of the colors on the palette that were colors I had mixed together and they're just kind of sitting there. So I thought, well, I'll kind of clean the palette and use a lot of that stuff to make the grays and stuff that a squirrel would have. I feel like my squirrel looks more like a bear. I think it will look more squirrely, hopefully, when I get the tail on. But yeah. And then we've got some acorns with some green and a little yellow, a little brown, you know, a little of everything. I wasn't sure how many I would need, but I can always add more if needed. I wasn't sure how many ideas I was going to come up with for my autumn wish list. It turns out I had a lot of ideas, some of which I've done, and some I haven't gotten to yet, like apple picking I still haven't done, and I don't know if it's too late. I'm going to head out today or tomorrow and see if there's anything left. As you can see, I'm just taking an old package here from a seltzer, and I'm going to draw some oak branches and leaves on there. And I know you can't really see it with the pencil, but here we go. Now I will go over it again with this white Posca marker, and then I'll paint it. I just thought it would be fun to use the packaging to have like another layer on the page. And then I figured the cardboard with the paint on top might have more of a warm tone than the watercolor paper, which is white. So I just thought this would be fun. I'm using my metallic paints on top. And the funny thing is, when I was painting it, I felt like from the angle I was looking at it, I couldn't really see the glitter, the shine and all that. But when I'm looking at the video, I'm like, wow, can really see that yellow a lot. And it does, like, as it dries, you can really see it. It shimmers, especially as you move the page around and catch it in the light. Okay, so now, here we go. This painty paper, I was like, okay, we've got the paper, but we have these in-between spots. I'll paint it blue. It'll be like the sky is poking through the leaves, but I just wound up not really liking this combo together, especially with the oak branch on top and the squirrel. So I added some of this parchment color acrylic paint, and I thought, well, maybe I can make some clouds, instead of it being such a bright, bright blue, even though I love the changing leaves against a blue sky, but it just wasn't working on this page. So I thought, okay, I'll make some clouds, maybe that'll help, and then I just wound up painting the whole page. And I actually like it much better. I just felt like it knocked back the brightness of the background so that you can really see what's in the foreground. So unfortunately, I wound up covering up all that painty paper, but I am happy with the end result. And now we're just gluing everything on, the final touches, lining everything up, making sure it's all fitting on the page more or less, which took a little finagling, but we got there in the end. Okay, so my autumn wish list page is complete. I have my little squirrel who is very excited to get these acorns. I glued them all over the place. Some are in the tree, some are falling down, and it looks like he's looking right at this big one up here. So for my autumn wish list, I have carve pumpkins, enjoy some apple cider donuts, swish through leaves on a walk, bake apple crisp, watch cozy or Halloween movies, go apple picking, read cozy books, visit pumpkin patch, and maple coffee. And I actually thought of a few more things after I was done, so I can always add some more acorns if I would like to later. And you can see I do have a couple little pieces here that stick out here and here, but those don't bother me when it's closed if I have things sticking out of here. I just don't want anything coming out of the bottom, the top, the sides. Well, then again, for this journal, the top is the bottom. So I guess if I have them coming out the sides, that's okay. This could get tricky, but it depends on which way I put it on the shelf. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's my take on the prompt. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have an awesome day. Let me know what's on your autumn wish list, and I will see you again soon.